What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today is a glorious day because Toriko has arrived. It's been way too long since I have talked about Toriko. It's been weeks, been way too fucking long because I love the series, and to finally see it back, I get to talk about the latest chapter. It makes me fucking excited. And what better way to start the Toriko videos again than to start with this beautiful chapter we received today. Oh my god, the characterization of Dawn Slime, and then finding out more about Ichiru and his past self. Oh my god. This chapter had enough content to where there was so much going on, but it did not feel fast-paced to where it felt like rushing. This chapter is fucking awesome. Because, for one reason, I love seeing Ichiru and Dawn Slime's relationship. Just seeing these two connect and how they are bros makes me happy inside. Now, we get to find out some backstory on Dawn Slime, kind of how he came to know Ichiru, and how Ichiru kind of treated Dawn Slime while Dawn Slime was, living inside of his body. And we see the relationship in the course of a long time, like years, a long time, like, hundreds of years. We get to see how the relationship grows over time, and how Ichiru eventually kind of gives Dawn Slime his name. He's like, do you have a name? And Dawn Slime's like, I don't really have no need for a name. Like, I don't want a name. And then he's like, you know what? Slime. And then, Dawn Slime's like, I don't want to be like one of those fucking weak creatures from an RPG. And eventually he's like, you know what? What about Dawn? Dawn Slime. And then he's like, you know what? I like that name. So, I mean, overall, when it came to how Dawn Slime interacted with Ichiru, he's such a different type of gourmet demon, because from all the other demons we have seen, they don't really care. Like, they don't really want to have their own name. They don't want to really worry about anything. They just want to satisfy their appetite stuff. They're unruly. And we get to see the distinct differences between Neo and Dawn Slime in this chapter. That was one of the main things that this chapter really wanted to showcase, was the major differences between the host and also the differences between the gourmet demon. To see how Dawn Slime was treated, but also how he respected Ichiru, it makes me kind of shocked to see some certain things that kind of clarifies a lot when that fight went down with Midora and Ichiru in the past. As we know, Ichiru died. He supposedly died against Midora. And we kind of find out that he never used Dawn Slime's power to fight Midora, which is kind of surprising, because Ichiru is strong. He's a really fucking strong son of a bitch. And I mean, in that fight, he proved he was fucking strong when he fought Midora. And to find out that he never used his gourmet demon to fight when he could have, that just goes to raise his scale of power, how strong he really was at that time. But because of his conviction, his motivation, and how he lived his life, he would not use Dawn Slime to fight Midora. He would not use that. He would lay his life down for what he believed in. And I mean, his overall motives and the way he lived, I mean, he wanted to sit at a table and feed everyone, the entire world, and he didn't want to, look at people, but like, as, he's a higher up status than someone else. Like, for instance, he doesn't want to feel like he's the president, and you guys are, like, lower people. Like, if I was a lower person and I was looking at the president, he doesn't want to feel like that. He doesn't want to feel like he's a higher status person. He wants to feel like he's on common ground, equal, level playing field, and you can all sit at a table, have fun, be happy, talk, chat, eat food, and that's pretty much what he wants to do. And it goes to show you that Toriko could do some really good characterization and character development, and it's something I really love to see when it comes to the series. It's something that when it comes to the manga, when he wants to put in characterization, when he wants to put in some character development, he can do it quite well, and that's exactly what we got. We got some really good characterization and development. So, the fight begins at the end of the chapter. Dawn Slime pulls out his weapons, and he's like, I'm coming after you, and Death Flag. Death Flag Central. There's so many fucking death flags on Dawn Slime right now. I would not be surprised to see him die next chapter. I would not be surprised. There's way too many death flags for Dawn Slime. He's going to die. At the very least, if Dawn Slime does not die, his host body's gonna die. One or the other is gonna happen, because right now there's just way too many flags, alarm bells going off with Don Slime, and some of the words and dialogue he was saying, it just puts these alarm bells in your head. You're like, oh shit, he's about to die. He's gonna die to Neo. And also, we know for a fact Neo's probably not going to get defeated by Don Slime, because it comes down to, you know, the 4 Heavenly Kings and everybody else to really defeat him. It won't probably come down to Don Slime. So, looking at it in a logical standpoint in terms of writing, we know for a fact Neo won't get defeated by Don Slime. Maybe stalled, wounded, hurt, maybe won't be able to use his full power for a while, something like that, but I just don't believe Don Slime will be able to beat Neo. Maybe critically wound, but that's about it. So, I'm kind of sad, because this kind of sets him up for a possibility of a death, and I really like Don Slime. We got to see his character for quite a bit now. We got to see his characterization for a while since, you know, these previous arcs we've been through, and to see how he most likely is going to die very soon, I'm really upset to see that, or think about that, because I just don't want him to die. There's just so much greatness from his character so far. I can't wait to see more of his potential, and hopefully it's not wasted. So, that's kind of about what the main point of this chapter was about. It was kind of just introducing, you know, these characters, like, you know, introducing how they met, and giving a flashback, and then also getting to see Neo and Acacia and all them, and how they were interacting. Just that's about all that this chapter was about. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or nights wherever you live. Please be safe. I love you all so much. Chibi out.